Hi, good morning. This is Dr. Zoe McMillen here at Lifescape. I am today joining you to talk about a couple of things, and one of the most important things we want to talk about today is our immune system, especially things that we can do to boost it, and focusing on one of the parts of it that we often don't address, and that is toxins in our immune system. We often talk about things such as, stress levels. We talk about medication affecting our immune system. We talk about sleep, the food we eat, but then we often don't talk about toxins. We know from twin studies that about 75% of our immune system is influenced by environmental factors. So actually a lot less than we think of that genetic effect, more of that environmental impact. We have increasing prevalence of immune-mediated diseases such as type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and multiple sclerosis. And we're also seeing increasing levels of Parkinson's disease. And it is hard to always correlate why we're having these increases, but science is starting to show it is likely because of our environmental impact and the toxins that we are exposing ourselves to. We can inhale, ingest, absorb. Those are all the three ways of getting toxins into our body. And our body does do a very good job, and the best it can, at filtering out those toxins, liver, the kidneys in particular. But we have so many chemicals nowadays. Every product we use has multiple chemicals within it. And this, if you think of in a day, when you wake up, maybe you're gonna wash your face using a chemical. You can put on moisturizer, chemical, sunscreen, chemicals in there. Makeup for women, lots of products there as well. So a lot of things just starting your day, and then you're going and maybe you're cleaning something, you're exposing your hands to it, you're breathing it in, etc. So everything from air fresheners to lawn chemicals. And when we look back, chemical development started really expanding and going off the charts, so to speak, after World War II. A lot of chemicals had been used in World War II to build things, and then suddenly a need was to repurpose them. And a lot of them, were very helpful and beneficial. It's, extremely convenient to have plastic dishes that you can use. It's helped preserve the shelf life of food. So, a lot of good things could come of it too. But then there is also the downside. We often, look to the EPA and the USDA and the FDA to regulate our foods and the chemicals and products so that they're safe. A little known fact, though, is that the EPA is responsible for deciding which pesticides are approved and the pesticide residual level for food. But the enforcement and testing is divided between the USDA and FDA. So we have three separate groups that, are doing this. And neither the USDA or FDA test for all pesticide residuals and all the pesticides that are used nowadays. Also notably, the USDA does not analyze glyphosate. That's the main ingredient in Roundup. You may have heard quite a bit about that. And that's a very heavily used pesticide. And there are high levels in all sorts of grains, beans, oats, chickpeas. So that's something to think about. Something else is that personal care products are not regulated. So your cleaning products, skin products, even feminine care products that are inside your body, no one is regulating what is in there. And science has revealed that even relatively small amounts of exposure, if you accumulate it over time, can affect the body, especially the endocrine system. And of course, there is also those who are most at risk, be they the young, toddlers, adolescents, where there's a lot of development, a lot of immune system development, neurocognitive development. So maybe a few chemicals don't mean a lot, but then when we add up all the chemicals we are exposed to over time, then it becomes a bigger deal. There were 1,200 chemicals taken off the market in Europe. In the United States, for comparison, we've only taken off 5. The standard here is until something is proven harmful, we can continue to use it. So that's not somebody proactively looking if something's harmful, more only if harm is proven, then would it be taken off. A big chemical you probably heard of is BPA, bisphenol A. It's been taken out of baby bottles. It is still in a lot of plastics and a lot of products. The reason we care about this is it is an endocrine disruptor. It can mimic hormones in the human body. Definitely, it has effects on newborns. But the issue is we still have it in other products. We have it in canned products. So your can of tomatoes, your can of beans, whatever can you have, the lining is BPA lined. It helps protect you from the aluminum as well. And it's cheap. So companies prefer to use BPA over the BPA-free canned products. You can't find it though. And I'm going to be going into some of the things you can do to lessen your toxin exposure and load in a little bit here. Something else that you think of is BPA is in the parking tickets and the receipt you get at the grocery store. Someone hands that to you, you grab it. It's actually BPA lined paper. So maybe skip the receipt, get it emailed, something like that. Another big issue is our water supply. Think of how much water our body needs and how much water we have in it. We can survive many days without food, but very few without water. There are currently 9,000 chemicals in water supply, and only 91 of them are screened in our water supply in the treatment plants. So there are a lot that we are not even looking at levels. We're not even looking at removing those chemicals. We also have to look at the water, how it's being transported, maybe copper pipes, then you get quite a lot more copper exposure, or PVC, and again, we're getting the plastic input there. And the bottom line, this may sound all depressing, I don't want to depress anybody. We cannot stop all our exposures, however hard we try, but we can limit the number of exposures that we have. Also, we have our purchasing power. We can buy the products that don't have as many toxins and that are safer and avoid the other ones. So the upside is, well, what can we do? Some things that I would say, tackle a few things at a time. If you're going to do everything at once, it's going to get overwhelming. Make sure the water you drink is filtered. There are basic filters like carbon filters in the refrigerator. The best one is reverse osmosis. And it's sort of like a dialysis machine. It's going to filter out a lot of those chemicals. So think about that. Use it for cooking. Fill up your water bottle with the reverse osmosis. Even give it to the dog. We have seen dogs and pets, affected by chemicals as well. Another thing is exercise. Sweat out the toxins. Maybe using a sauna, doing a safe, using a sauna safely can also be good. Another topic that another thing I heard on a podcast recently was, if you want to get rid of toxins, focus on your habit. What is your daily habit? Because that is one of the biggest, easiest things to change. For me, it's coffee. I will drink coffee, 2 to 3 cups a day. And, I looked at my coffee and realized it's definitely not organic, definitely has a lot of chemicals in it. So it took a bit of work, and I actually just received my organic coffee recently, and it was worth the hassle, I think, and now I can make it a part of my daily routine. So even if it's tea, if you're a tea drinker, tea bags actually have microplastics in them. Who would have known, wouldn't have thought, but they do. So even if you're having an organic tea, but it's in a tea bag, that tea bag is giving you those microplastics when you are steeping your tea bag in the water. So rather use loose leaf. Get yourself a little tea strainer, put the loose leaf tea in there, use that. So just little things so that your daily habits can become healthier. Also use glass and stainless steel if you can, or ceramic instead of plastic. Avoid the plastic water bottles, especially, you buy them in the store. You don't know, have those been like cooking in the Arizona sun in a warehouse or during transport, even though when you get them they're cool, but that water is being contaminated by that plastic. Little things like get rid of some products in the household that you may not need. Maybe the traditional air freshener. Use maybe some essential oil or aromatherapy, and also make sure that is a good quality and is not got any other chemicals in it. Even your cleaning products. Now, where do you find these things? The EWG, Environmental Worker Group, has an amazing website. I really recommend you look at it. So it's ewg.org. It gives you cleaning products where you can sort through. You want, furniture polish, you want bathroom cleaner. You can go and look at the ones and they rate them, so you can see where yours maybe are on the list, or you can look and see what ones are that they recommend. Same with skincare. They have a little section called Skin Deep. You can look at your makeup products, your cleansers, everything there, your deodorants, and see what's better. For food, they have a nice dirty dozen list. So the foods that are the most affected with pesticide residue. So that would be something to look at. And, they have an app, so if you're in the store, you can look at it and see, what foods are the dirty dozen. Definitely get those organic if you can. And they have the Clean 15, so the ones that have the least amount of pesticides. So these are all just some small changes that you can make where you can lessen your toxin exposure. And it may be that we only see the side effect of having had certain toxins in 10, 20 years' time. It is a cumulative, slow process. So it's not like, okay, I have this toxin today, I'm fine. Well, maybe in 10 years, if you'd had it over a long time, you would be more at risk for it having impacted your immune system, be it, you develop a cancer, a tumor, be it an autoimmune/endocrine disease, such as type 1 diabetes, MS, rheumatoid arthritis, or even now we're seeing Parkinson's disease. So kind of wanted to make that the theme of today, is looking at that immune affecting area of toxins, but we still want you to, get enough sleep, decrease stress, be it meditation or whatever that is for you, exercising, eating right. So all of that helps us with our immune system, and the more we optimize our immune system, the better it is if we do get COVID or anything else. So I'm gonna open up for any questions that we may have, and I have Dana here in the room with me. So good morning, Dana.
Good morning.
Do we have any questions?
We do.
Yeah.
What is the current information about hydroxychloroquine?
Hydroxychloroquine, yes.
Has it been proven to treat or prevent COVID-19, or what's the standing?
So yes, I know that was a topic this week, especially when the president announced he's been taking it prophylactically to prevent COVID. We currently do not have any data. Okay.
No, it's still...
Sorry, a little technical glitch there with my phone. So the question was about hydroxychloroquine and where we stand with it. Right now, there is no evidence that it prevents or is good for treatment of COVID-19. There are ongoing studies to maybe look at the preventative aspect of it. But right now, there were some studies where they actually had to be shut down because there was more cases of people dying from having used the hydroxychloroquine, be it from fatal heart arrhythmias, etc. So this is not a benign drug. The FDA is recommending that it be used in a clinical setting. So you'd be in a hospital, maybe then, you're getting monitored, your heart's being monitored, we're looking for all those signs of arrhythmia. Then you could maybe be on it, but we have no proven data that it's beneficial at all yet. So more risk than any known benefit at this point.
Where are we in COVID-19 antibody testing? Has the testing advanced into more conclusive results, and should one consider testing if they feel that they had the virus?
Such a tricky question. Still a lot of unknowns with the antibody testing. There are a lot of companies still pending FDA approval. Some of them I heard have been either their protocol wasn't right, they didn't submit the right paperwork, or they had problems with their antibody test. So a lot have been denied already. We don't have a gold standard yet, and antibody testing is tricky in that a lot of it depends on the prevalence of COVID disease. I know that sounds strange, but in a place where we have low prevalence, we're more likely to have false positives, etc. We can't trust it as much. The higher the prevalence, the better the test becomes. And I know this is really weird, but it's just a fact. So we don't have a great, 100% test right now that I can say, oh yeah, get this test, you're going to know exactly. I can say from the one we have here that we have chosen at LifeScape Premier, Vibrant, it's a good test in that it looks at a lot of different antigens. So a lot of different parts of the virus that we're looking for. Your body's made antibodies to those parts of the virus. So if you have 4 or 5 of the 12 that it's testing, I'm pretty sure that you've had the virus. A lot of the other tests right now, like I believe the Sonora Quest one, is only looking at one antigen. So if your body did not make an antibody to that antigen, you're going to show negative even if you had it. So it's still not a closed case right now. We're going to have to see where this goes and wait for more FDA approvals. I would say if you really think you had the disease, that you had COVID, you can get tested. Now, take that with a grain of salt, knowing that if you come back showing antibodies, those IgG antibodies, we do not know if that means you're protected against COVID again necessarily, or how long that protection would last. So I wouldn't relax my precautions of social distancing, wearing a mask, but you may have some peace of mind with that, or at least say, oh yeah, I felt so sick, I know that I likely had COVID.
Those are the only two right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, and I just want to say to everybody, I know it's Memorial Day this weekend, and wish you all a really wonderful weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and yeah, we'll be doing this next week as well. Send us questions if you have any, and we'll be happy to answer them. Oh, wait 1 second.
No.
Okay, all right, we were wondering about something. Okay, so everybody have a great weekend. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you. Bye-bye.